The second edition of the Frenz International Cup comes to you from Pasir Gudang in Johor, and after a first match in which Estudiantes got off to a winning start with a 4-0 victory over Suwon, now we've got Frenz United, the hosts, up against Australia's Perth Glory. The Australians were a late addition to come into this competition, but they've sent a relatively strong squad, and they have got the evening group. The group Suwon Blue Wings and Estudiantes alongside Frenz United and Perth Glory. They play all their matches, televised matches here at Pasir Gudang. In Group B, Chonburi, Kashmir Antlers, Internacional of Brazil and Besiktas of Turkey. They play their games the following day. The top two teams from each of the groups goes through to the semi-finals. Suwon Blue Wings 0, Estudiantes 4, a comprehensive demolition job by Estudiantes de La Plata. They scored all their 4 goals in the first half, were able to showboat a little bit in the second. And there is the standing Suwon, -4, but they gave a better account of themselves in the second half. Estudiantes, though, have already marked themselves up as the team to beat. It means Frenz United versus Perth Glory already takes on an important texture. These are the dressing rooms, rather plush they are as well too. Frenz United, the Black Dragons, they've got their various locations. We were in Malacca last season. This season we're hosting ourselves down in Pasir Gudang. There has been some heavy rain, which means that the players, when they warmed up, have got themselves to be playing outside of the pitch because it is very, very wet out there, but it drains well here. Alistair Edwards, the sports director at Johor Bahru Taksim, is alongside me in the commentary box. And Alistair, it's good news that Frenz United are here, and thank you for hosting them.
Yep, it's a pleasure to have these type of tournaments and to come down to Johor. His Royal Highness Tunku Mahkota of Johor was very, very keen to have these type of tournaments here. He's, as we all know, he's got a huge interest in youth development, and these tournaments are fantastic, as we've seen the last couple of years.
And doubly interesting for you in the Perth Glory, a place where you had an awful lot of input into their youth development policy there. It's good to see them making the short trip over to Malaysia.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a good reward for these players as well, because you become a little bit isolated in Australia because of the distance, particularly in Perth, and to be able to come across to play in these type of tournaments is tremendous.
So there's the Perth team.
Okay, Coach, welcome to Malaysia. First participation in FIC. Have you been sizing up the opponent? I know Estudiantes, formidable club. Suwon Samsung is a good team from Korea. But what about Frenz United? Have you been doing any checkup on the opponent?
Yeah, obviously when we play, we're worried about what we do. So it's all about how we do and how we do things. So it's about us. Obviously we have solutions and we'll make appropriate decisions, but you're obviously aware of what they're capable of doing and what they try and do. But again, ultimately comes down to how we do the things that we need to do.
Now we understand some of your players are as young as 14 years of age. So how's the experience has been in selecting the players to make the trip to Malaysia?
Yeah, we got the call up a bit late, so obviously we tried to get guys across the line. We've got guys back in Perth that are starting university and big exam time. So we've worked really hard to get our group together. But saying that, it's a fantastic opportunity for our guys to be competing against international teams, experiencing different cultures, and for us it's a massive education for our football culture.
Okay, thank you very much. So Coach Bala, another edition of Frenz International Cup, and in Group A, your first match is against Perth Glory, a formidable team from Australia. So how's the preparation for the boys?
Well, this is the 4th edition of FIC, and we have prepared this team from January, 3rd week of January, and also we have played tournament in India, and we have players from Brazil, Australia, and also from Iran. And most of the boys have played with me for 1 or 2 years, and I think they understand what they need to do, the demand of the game. And definitely we'll have a good game today, and we are going to play the modern football and better watch and enjoy the game.
Now you see the weather has not been so predictable. We had a very hot sun earlier, and now heavy rain. How is the boys in? Okay, how will they cope in playing in various conditions such as our weather?
Well, we are Malaysian every year. We expected to have this kind of weather throughout the year. And the boys, I think they adapted to play in wet weather and also dry weather. And we will see a better game. And definitely, if it is wet, then it's going to be a problem to play a ground ball and to have a nice game. We'll see how the goes on, and later we'll change my plan or tactical to them.
Okay, so we wish all the boys all the best for tonight's match.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Looking forward to this as the players have made their way out into the tunnel. We are just a couple of minutes away from the kick-off of the match number 2 in the Frenz International Cup. It is the host Frenz United against Perth Glory. It's coming up after this 2-minute break. Perth Glory are in town. They're in Johor to play in the Frenz International Cup, where today on match day number 1 they take on the hosts, Frenz United. The Black Dragons temporarily adopting Pasir Gudang as their home for this tournament, and this will be the venue of all the televised matches coming your way today, Wednesday and Friday, as well as the semi-finals and the finals early next week. Teams already in the tunnel, ready to come out. Perth Glory will be in the all-white shirts. Frenz will be, as befitting their nickname of the Black Dragons, in all black. And Alistair Edwards alongside me in the commentary box. Mixed emotions for you here. You want Malaysia to do well, but you've got an affinity to Perth.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. Like the Frenz United team, we watched a lot last year in one of the tournaments, and really good experience for the young boys. Their first international experience for a lot of them coming to Malaysia. So yes, definitely a bit of mixed feelings, but I'm looking forward to this very, very much.
Teams will be making their way out onto a sodden surface. There's a whole gamut of nationalities for Frenz. There's Brazilians, Iranians, Indonesians, and of course Malaysians, the likes of Azat Muklis, look out for him, and even Hafila. So there are plenty of names where we're looking just to put them on the radar and maybe put them in the spotlight and get them seen by 1 or 2 clubs both in Malaysia and further afield.
Yes, for sure. These type of experiences for them is just like you said, like John Gibson, the coach said, the different cultures, playing against different styles of play. You've got some really, really good players, and I really enjoyed the tournaments last year, so these events are fantastic.
So it'll be the Perth boys enjoying their moment in Johor. I'm not too sure they enjoyed the torrential downpour that we had a little bit earlier on, but as we said, the likes of the number 5 Ross Millard, who's got the captain's armband, and goalkeeper Riley Stevenson. Wonderful opportunity to take on a new culture. How do you see this one going? You know Perth, do they play pretty football?
They do, yeah. The whole national program has changed a lot in particularly the last 5 years. We've got a national program. A lot of these players have come through our skill acquisition program, and I know quite a few of them, like Sam Pollard, who's playing as a number 6 tonight. Jack Leach, who plays just behind the strikers, are really, really good players, and they've got a good future in the game. And so a lot of people have got a lot of high aspirations, and it's these type of tournaments where you have to come into and really prove their worth and really gauge themselves to the international level.
This is the Perth side. I'll give you the full lineup, but Riley Stevenson, Scott Robertson, Sam Pollard, Ethan Brooks, all names we'll look out for. Difficult conditions though, because there is a lot of surface water, and if you're trying to play through the puddles, it'll cause problems.
Yeah, you see already from just watching the Perth boys warm up, they're big in stature. They play a lot of times in Australia because of the competition structure in 2 or 3 years above their age group, so they're used to playing against some strong players. So physically they'll be able to match it, but can they match the skills of this Frenz United team led by Coach Balla?
Coach Balla. Azrul Haziq is the captain. He's a survivor from the teams that played in last year's under-18 tournament. They acquitted themselves pretty well. Perth Glory, this is their first trip over to the Frenz International Cup. The huddle and togetherness, and let's have a look at Frenz and one or two names we know. We know about Ivan Hafila, Ait Maulana, Reza Karimi we've been told to keep a lookout for, and Azat Mutlis. Who else really picks your fancy?
Yeah, I liked Ait Malalu and Helmi. You see them, number 12, playing in the central midfielder. And one of the interesting ones will be Dylan Wilson from Australia, the goalkeeper. He's a bit of a man mountain. He's huge, and he comes here with a good pedigree.
Well, there is Dylan. There's a Brazilian centre-back in Tamazi alongside Mohamed Ghaffar. Afiq and Azrul will be wide, and it's a 4-3-3 is how they will line up, but Shafiq tends to play a more central holding position. But I've been told to look out for Reza. Not seen him play, but he's like lightning.
There's always, these tournaments are great. You've got Coach Bala, he's very, very experienced at these type of events. He's taken the Malaysian national team under 16s to some great heights and doing some great stuff. But these type of tournaments always unearth some really good talent. So if you're in Johor, just come down and watch some very, very good football this next couple of weeks.
This is Perth Glory, and you've mentioned Samuel Pollard. Jack Leach will be in a kind of a number 10 role. Abias Bakori will be the main man. Again, who else should we look out for?
I think there's Sam McKinnon, all these kind of guys, but the thing is they'll play very, very similar styles of play, the 4-2-3-1. They'll try and utilise the wings. You can see it straight away with Zamarino and Brooks. They'll be playing on their left and right respectively, and we're really trying to use the wing play and the number 10 behind the striker. So Coach John Gibson, highly experienced with youth development in Australia, doing his professional coaching licence, just completed that. Highly experienced and very, very good with the young players.
On the bench, the likes of Haikal Azar. Look out for him, Akmal Haikal. He's got real pace. Randy Malana as well. Riva Adi Utama. And we are underway. The pace of Reza. Well, it really did get stuck up in the water. And an early indication there that Reza's got pace. That will be a goal kick, but what a bright start from Frenz.
Shows the intent of Frenz, and you can see the challenges are going to happen with this field. You can see just kicking the water off the field there. It'll take a little while to settle into it. And interesting about the Perth team is they've just come off the plane and the humidity, so it's going to be a baptism of fire for them.
Fine jump from Ghaffar Rahman. Is Murray. Again, the ball holding up in the water. Just got to improvise sometimes. The goalkeeper Wilson was a long way out of his goal there. If you come that far, you've got to have an impact.
Yes, you see both teams that want to play good football with the ball on the ground, but it's going to be very difficult in the early stages. One, because of the tempo, and two, because of the waterlogged pitch.
Azat loses out to Murray. 10 is McKinnon. Terrific from Reza. Already he's shown that he's got a lovely turn, has Reza. Tomati. It's nicely played. There's some pace here for Jack Leach. And Leach, little dink over the top. Comes through to Wilson. Clear call from Dylan Wilson.
It's a really good opportunity to showcase Australian youth development, actually, because we've changed the way that we play in Australia a lot with our new national curriculum, and this is the type of situations where we can see if it's actually working on the international stage.
You're going to have a personality disorder at the end of tonight. Aussie, Johor, what are you? Well, I'll just keep on picking that one. That was a late challenge. Fridolin just moved the ball quickly and was caught. It will happen in these conditions.
I suppose I shouldn't be saying we, should we? Because now I'm a resident in kind in Johor.
All over the top looking for Ait Maulana. Just looking at some of these guys, and it's only a year, but the likes of AP, he's put on upper body weight. He's put on pounds in a good way, in a positive way.
Yeah, it just shows that obviously with the time they grow, but with the training and the improved diets and everything with Steve McMahon and his crew are doing with the team, all the things they need to be doing to become really top-class professional footballers.
Diving challenge like that one from Murray. Free kick's been given, but it was an old-fashioned win the ball.
Yeah, I think you'll find that if we do the slow motion, he actually won the ball. Good, strong tackle in there. He's won the ball, but also took the player with him.
Azrul Hazik. He loses out. He's been caught up in the water. It's mainly on this side that the problems are with the water, and bizarrely the ball is spending a lot of time on this side of the pitch.
Yeah, hopefully that water can really drain away. But one thing about Australian players, you're always going to get the physicality, you're always going to get the big tackles coming in. But now Australian players are trying to get into the more technical aspects.
Pollard did well. It's McKinnon. Murray. McKinnon loses out. Oh, trying to release Karimi. Here's Reza Karimi, clever from Reza. And look at the pace and a goal! Ivan Hafila, played in by Reza Karimi. Frenz United have the lead.
You were mentioning before, you heard a lot of good things about Reza, and that ball in for him was absolutely brilliant. You'll see it here now, little dink over the top, perfectly holds up in the water, and that's a great little finish from Ivan, and it's game on.
It's a great start for Frenz United.
That is a great finish as well from Ivan. What a brilliant ball from Reza. Seeing a young player utilising the conditions, or understanding the conditions, I should say. Tremendous ball.
Zafik's header. Keenan. Gaffar's lost out. He got caught up. Leach was trying to play the ball in. The flag is up for offside against Abias Guru. Had an early goal in the afternoon game. Estudiantes scoring twice in the first 11 minutes. That's a dream start for Barla's team.
Yeah, it definitely is. To show they've got a lot of good experience from their tournaments they've had over the last couple of years.
Ivan loses out to Millard. Murray under pressure from Isat. Clever. From Bakuru, he escaped Fridolин's diving challenge. Now here's Ed Malana. Likes to get it onto his left footing. Azat. Gosh, the tackles are flying in.
Just 6 minutes into the game, and the tempo is really, really high. Both teams excited to get their first game in the tournament off and running. We've just seen one of the really, really good goal already, which shows you these type of tournaments, they really have some great moments.
Shafiq Hilmi, Ed Malana. Dive for the TV cameras from Riley Stevenson.
So the dilemma that you have as a coach now is that you want to try and play the ball on the ground, you want to try and play good tiki-taka football in triangles and everything, but
here's the goal.
There you go, that ball over the top from Reza, and that's a tremendous finish from Ivan. But then just flicks it over, the ball just holds up in the water and just sidesfoot it into the far corner. He's happy.
Back live, and there's a free kick for Azat Mukhlis. And it's a bright start from Frenz United, the Black Dragons.
What I was saying before is that you've got a bit of a dilemma about teams now. Do you continue to play the triangle football and trying to keep the ball on the ground? Do you want to try to play a bit more like Reza and improvise somewhat, mix it up?
Here is Reza Karimi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black shirts in the penalty area. Stevenson has got 2 going his near post, and Reza Karimi. Clever from Reza Karimi.
Once again, you see the replay there, but again, making full use of the conditions, smacking the ball right low and hard, has to bounce in front of the keeper, bounces out of his hands and almost got the rebound, but that's just really, really clever from Reza. And a good follow-up from Izzat.
Zimmerino. He loses out, but unlucky there, Zimmerino. Frido. Teresa. Gaffer. Picked up by Millard. Leach. Leach loses out to Ilmi. Sam Pollard trying just to slow things down. Ground still very, very sticky, but it is clearing a little bit, or it was until they hit that mark.
I think if the rain holds off, give it another 10 or so minutes and it'll be fine, because usually the drainage here is very, very good. We have a Japanese curator at Johor and does wonders. But the way the rain teamed down previously was going to always make things difficult.
Pollard dispossessed by Frido. Very un-Brazilian toe poke from Tomazzi.
But that's one of the things, you know, the Brazilians and, you know, you see that Reza from Iran, they learn to play to the conditions. Everyone talks about Brazilians playing always the ball to the feet, but sometimes you've got to play the conditions.
Milana loses out. This is McKinnon. Ivan has got pace. Stevenson started to come. Both goalkeepers have shown a willingness to come off their line, but there's some pacey strikers out there. Here's Bakuru. Oh, just eased off by Gaffer Abdul Rahman. Bakuru again. Oh, it's just behind. Oh, it's Ethan Brooks. Hit the back of Ethan Brooks' heel. And it's a decent response going behind for Perth.
It's very good. The pace has settled at the first 10 minutes of frantic football, as you expect. You're seeing a bit of a pattern establishing now. The teams that trying to break early, knocking the balls in behind to try and, because both teams are playing with a relatively high line. First goal from Frenz United capitalised on that, and there was almost a situation there where Ivan got through. Bakuri got through.
Pollard.
That was a bit of an execution, wasn't good, but the idea was clear. I saw the message from John Gibson just on the sidelines, just saying to mix it up a little bit. Can't always play it along the ground in these conditions. Both sides, the structure's very, very good. You can see they're nice and compact, playing in tight areas. And as we see, the challenges are flying in thick and fast.
That is the only one who's staying out of the melee. He's on the right-hand side, but this ball's going to go in the melee. It's not a great kick. He's got away with it as Ryan Wilson. Sorry, why am I calling him Ryan Wilson? Dylan Wilson. Maxi lets that one run out.
And they really should, if they're going to do and try and attack down the right-hand side, because the puddles aren't over that side. It's just this left-hand side to the attacking end from Perth Glory.
Here's Afik's throw. Brooks. Zamarino loses out. Zamarino gets it back. Pollard. Lovely ball. Bakuru. Offside. Must have been very, very tight.
Clear intention of what they need to do to get him behind. At the moment, that man Reza capitalised on that previously. But playing the ball just in behind for Ivan to run on and slot a beautiful goal past Dylan Wilson. Sorry, Riley Stevenson.
It's catching. My fault.
See, he's from Australia. Confusing me.
Afik puts it out for a throw-in. Good start. The match earlier on today was played in suffocating heat. Oh, Stevenson was on his haunches, and Ivan has got genuine pace.
There was such a contrast. 4 o'clock, it was steaming hot. Now you've got this where the weather's cooled down somewhat, but the pitch is just a little bit difficult at the moment.
There's a Karimi. He wanted to get the shot away. Karimi! Oh, he was chasing the shot, and it's a dumping strike.
You've definitely picked that, because there you go again, the Perth Glory defence backing off. The ball got held up in the puddle somewhat, backing off, and gave a little bit of space, and again smacked that ball. Just bounced in front of the keeper, and again a wonderful finish from a special player we've seen already. One assist, and now wallop. Fantastic second goal. Thank you. Nice and calm and relaxed with that.
Look forward to seeing Karimi up against the Estudiantes back four. That's on Friday. Azat battles hard. There's a Karimi. Strong tackle coming in from McKernan.
Powerhouse in midfield is Sam McKernan.
Azrul. Leach. Oh, Hilmi was very, very quick on McKernan. Brooks loses out to his FIC. Strong challenge from Robertson. That's an Aussie challenge.
There's the old slide tackle there. Just trying to get the ball played in behind again for the on-rushing strikers, not reading it that time. It just shows you in these type of competitions, if you've got a quality players, which we have in this tournament, the likes of Riza from Iran, little mistakes like backing off and giving people too much space get punished. Great learning moments for Perth Glory defence.
Well, we saw a stat there. Perth have had more of the ball, but they've hardly created any opportunities. Just that one offside call against them, and they're 2-0 down. These are again just trying to lift it out of the mud. Pollard. Bukuru. What kind of a return would you be looking for Perth Glory on a number of these guys going on to A-League careers?
Well, traditionally Perth Glory produce quite a number of players to go through. The Perth Glory senior team has had quite a number of younger players. Noticeably, Danny De Silva, 15, 16-year-old, made his debut, and now he's playing over. I think he signed for a team in Holland now. There's always opportunities.
Murray. Razor getting a bit of a telling off there from his coach Barla, just overdoing it a little bit.
And there is a big push within Perth to bring some homegrown talent to play within the team. And so there's a wonderful opportunity. So out of this crew, you would expect the likes of Jack Leach and Sam Pollard to be given the opportunity. Still a bit too young at the moment.
There's Millard trying to negotiate his way through the tide. Great challenge from Azrul. Nightmare, McKernan. It is remarkable how much of the players come down this boggy left-hand side.
I think we've got two very, very similar teams in terms of technical ability and playing ability. It's just they've been caught on a couple of counter-attacks or quick breaks, and a bit of class from Riza.
Zimmerino looking for Bukuru. Although they're 2-0 down, their heads haven't dropped yet for Perth Glory.
And if anything, probably the theme so far is that Frenz United are playing the conditions a lot better.
Good clean call from Dylan Wilson.
Possession-wise, like you were mentioning, Perth Glory are winning by quite a way, but like I say, chances created and getting in behind, you'll find that Frenz are in front.
Bakuru will chase. Wilson again, using the full 18 yards. Massive kick. With the header. Free kick now to Perth as Friedo is playing this central midfield role to Tomazzi. Is FIC. Looking for Ape. Got to clear by McKernan. Big strong fella is Maurizio Tomazzi.
I think the Frenz owner Rashid has done some really good things for the development of Malaysian football. Not only with putting on the tournaments, but bringing some really top-class players into Malaysia, so we can learn from, the players can learn from, but also the fans can get excited about.
Milana loses out. This is Scotty Robertson. Is FIC's clearing header. Leach. Kaporama. Long ball. No communication. That's a problem because it broke to Ivan. And all it needed was a little bit of talking.
Yeah, it's just winning those second balls. The ball's coming in. They know, everyone in the stadium knew that the ball was coming in deep, but then just give these type of players any room, they're going to have a ping at goal.
That wasn't too far away, that, from Ivan.
And Rizza was just close by as well. So they've got to watch that. Have Perth Glory. Two holding midfielders, and Sam McKiernan and Sam Pollard have just got to make sure that they win these type of balls coming into there.
I mean, it's clever. You don't want him doing it there, though, do you?
Yeah, exactly. He's remonstrating off the view there about getting the ball forward, and one of the things I always laugh about, if you get a bit of a close-up later on, he's got one green boot and one pink boot. But I suppose if you play like that, you can get away with it.
It's the modern way, Alistair.
Are you saying that I'm not modern? Am I less modern nowadays?
Yes. It's come off Azat. Just gone into a temporary lull. Those two goals have given Bala's team the perfect kickstart. Also in this group, Independiente and Suwon Samsung. It's Suwon next up for Frenz. That's on Wednesday, 8:30. Is that just sliding in? Referee sensibly just saying, I know the conditions encourage a slide, but don't do it.
Tried to nip in the heels of Zamorano.
Pollard. Leach. Breaks to McKernan. McKernan looks for Bakuru.
That was a good little passage of play, just the final ball was missing. Playing out from the back through the midfield. Trying to get the killer pass into the final third. I dare say that as the game settles more, you'll see Perth trying that more often.
Chance for Ivan Hafila. Ivan. Angle was against him. But Eigenhausen was pickpocketed on the left-hand side by Ape Milana.
Again, Ivan in bags of space. They've got to tighten up at the back of Perth Glory, but again, those two up front, Riza and Ivan, causing havoc. Probably should have got over the ball. But easier said than done from up here.
Good battle there between Azul and Zamorino. Leach loses out to Azat, wins it back. Free kick.
It's those little what-if scenarios that Perth Glory have got to be careful of. These instances are good. It's good to see this little battle going on. He's that strong as an ox.
As well, that's a waste of ball. Easy for Riley Stevenson. That's when the standing foot just slips as you try and strike the ball.
Got to be careful, Perth Glory, in these situations. Like, what if people lose the ball? What if there's an errant pass? If they're too spread open too soon in these conditions, they're going to get caught. And you can see they're trying to play and fully utilise the width of the field and everything, but the ball's just not been able to get there.
Bakuru's got pace. Wilson started to come. Gaffer. It's a great name for a centre half, that. Gaffer.
Gaffer and Tomaze, they look nice and strong. Good partnership at the back. Dylan Wilson, so the three players there, very, very strong in the centre.
Friedo can only find McKernan. There was Tomati, breaks the leech. Still gets caught in that puddle. Oh, brilliant from Reza. Gosh, he's got some awareness, that young fella.
He definitely has. I've even seen him a few times when players are coming in to try and really put a strong tackle on. He can just got that vision just to jump up at the right time.
Lovely touch. Azat tries to take on Murray for pace. Murray finds Zamarino. Guru loses out. Tomati can go to Izafik. Eichenhausen in a real tough battle there with 8 Malana, and Malana's the one who pulls Eichenhausen back.
It just shows that the Frenz United boys can mix it up as well. It does get physical, which is a big improvement for the Malaysian players over the particularly last few years.
That's a great point indeed. It's the physicality which is possibly the biggest problem, because the skills are there, surely.
And you can see like they're getting stronger even from last year. The Japanese have taken that and they can mix it big time with any continental big boys now. That's why it's great to have Australia in these tournaments, Australian teams I should say.
Bakuru, Pollard, McKernan. Good stretch from Izafik. Tomati. Hilmi couldn't control. Jack Leach. Possessional stats now exactly 50-50. Ethan Brooks. Tomati just timed that pickpocket.
You can see the intent of Perth Glory is there, but to be honest, it's probably a situation where they're not used to playing in these type of conditions. In Australia, the fields are quite hard and firm, and they have to learn to play in the different conditions, different grass.
Malana. Leach loses out to Hilmi. Zamarino on to Pollard. Murray's made a good run. And has been sandwiched as Cameron Murray.
Yeah, and you try and play that through ball right smack bang in the middle of that puddle, and here you go. They'll have there's a bit of mud flying around there. They'll be looking forward to a nice hot bath after the game.
Well, McKernan's got the two centre halves to aim for. He's got Millard up there and Robertson. So there's some aerial height. Brooks is a tall fella as well. McKernan's ball. Wasted. As As we look at Reza Karimi, you were just pointing something off screen there, Alistair.
Yeah, he just shows his experience. Like they're attacking, and he's standing 15 metres in the offside position, and then the two defenders are marking him. So it just shows that he's just trying to see how smart the defenders are, and what he can do and what he can't do, trying to create space for himself.
Flick on by Hilmi. Ivan Khalifa took a smack there from Robertson. McKeenan over the top. This is Brooks. Again, clever covering from Maurizio Tomazzi. And I think Ivan, I think he'll be okay. Just landed awkwardly.
Yeah, so he's standing in an offside position about 10 or 15 metres inside, and Scott Robertson and Ross Miller just should push up to the halfway line because he's just trying to toy with them.
Here's the first goal, and you talk about the little dink over the top, but also the run from Ivan Hafila.
Yeah, he played the ball into Riza and then kept his run going, and he had a sublime ball from Riza, and that finish is absolutely perfect. Just shows you the great effect of a good counter-attack. And that was one.
Is Afik. It's Eigenhausen. Oh, look at that, Ivan. Well, he's pulled back, but we're seeing Malaysian players out-muscling Aussie players, and it's a great development.
Yeah, it really is, and you've just seen the highlights there, and they're both battling away, and this wouldn't happen, I would say, 10 or so years ago, but it seems to be a trend, a very, very good trend, which you need to do. You have to be able to mix it up, international level physically, but also the technical element has never been in question in Malaysia. But Ivan is causing all sorts of problems. Not only that, he's got a real turn of pace about him. He's causing all sorts of problems.
Brooks wins the throw.
Yep, and Rizan behind is just pulling the strings.
Alistair Edwards, sports director at Johor Darul Taksim and former player here in Johor and numerous other places. Looking at it's 50-50 in possession, well, near as damn it. And Frenz United have got themselves a 2-0 lead. That's the difference of Reza Karimi.
What I like about both teams is they're playing good football. They're trying to play good football.
Karimi. Murray does really well. Fridolin on to Karimi. Murray did well.
Very, very good defending there from Cam Murray. Oh, good turn.
Zamarini did very well. Over the top for Bakoru. Wilson. Good start position from Dylan Wilson.
Good defending from Cam Murray, but just that final little pass into the final third is lacking at the moment from Perth Glory.
Zamarino. Bakoru. Strong challenge from Gaffer. McKernan. If you were John Gibson, what would you be thinking?
Well, one of the things is it's a great learning moment for everyone, because good young players, you can tell by the intent of both teams actually, they want to play some really good football. But in these instances here, the first half an hour, everyone can see on the screens and at the stadium that the pitch is a bit dodgy, and it's something that they have to learn about in these situations, that you cannot always play this silky, beautiful football. But what I can see is that both teams have got a really good intent to play good football, and they're well coached. There's a fair degree of great tackles going in, so there's as we say in Malaysia, great samanga going on.
Nicely played from Azrul Haziq. Azat. Not had a chance to run at Murray so far, Azat. And still has. Murray's got a good turn of pace. Pollard.
Cam Murray is using his body very well. They have to, because you can see the Malaysian team is quite physically strong.
That's not good for McKeegan. Eight Malana. Eigenhausen. Malana, look at Reza, made a great run. And Malana couldn't find him. Tomazi has read just about every long ball.
You can tell he's a quality defender as well. Look in. Just got to be careful. It's just that final ball into the front three of Perth Glory that's lacking at the moment. And the Frenz United are playing some very, very good football. There you go again. He knows how to handle himself, doesn't he?
Pollard doing his best to come through. Reza Karimi, but we're seeing a fine young talent here.
And again, great learning moment there for Sam Pollard.
Don't try and kick that big Iranian.
You can tell he's played in some. We played against Iran with the Joeys a few years back and got walloped 5-1. They've got some great young players coming through the system. Of course, all sorts of problems for Australia down through the years as Iran.
I mentioned 98.
No, but you're too late now. And that's one that really hurts for a lot of the Australian supporters, that game. Terry Venables in charge. Absolutely battering him 2-0 at half time.
Let's get back onto this, Alice. I can see the tears.
The old reminiscing.
Welling up. Here's Ivan, scored the first goal. He's had to stay down. And Karimi, he's offended by Sam McKernan. Reza not happy with the challenge.
But he's also, he's a very, very good player. He's got to keep his cool. There's one thing you're going to do if you're going to play against Argentinians or Australians and try and take the Mickey. Well, we don't want to see any of that.
Scotty Robertson losing his rag there, being pulled away.
I think he's obviously very upset about something. Just hope that so you got the tackle there was quite legit. There's just some here. But this is the kind of thing where if he's going to be doing that type of thing, you can't expect everyone just to sit back and do it and let's get on with it. But then there was a bit of how's your father after that, and there was nothing really wrong with it apart from him getting extremely close and wanting to kiss.
And in the end, it's a free kick for Frenz United. And yellow cards for Reza Karimi. You can see there, Ross Millard is saying he threw a head at me. I'm not quite sure he did.
Just got up close and personal. Told him he wasn't very happy with the tackle.
You're right, a little bit of showboating is bound to upset the opposition.
Yeah, whether they are Australian, whether they are Argentinian, we'll soon find out next couple of games. But
so an assist, a goal and a yellow card. Azek Malana. That could have gone anywhere. Leach just left it enough.
Under a bit of pressure, he seems to be rolled up as Mr. Karimi, but again, nice little ball, could have gone anywhere.
Could have gone anywhere. Ake Malana couldn't get a shot on goal. Frido mops up. Azrael. Fullback did really well.
There's been some good efforts actually coming through from deep, good long-range shots. That time by Azrael. Again, the captain leading by example, swashbuckling, just skims past the post.
Can we call him scoring for Frenz United? Good solid fullback. Azrael Haziq, the captain. There's Ross Millard looking for Brooks and Wilson.
And so far, the back four, including, and if you include the goalkeeper, the back five have been very, very solid for Frenz United.
Here's Brooks again. Shafi Kilmi. He does the unseen dirty work in the heart of midfield. Ian Frido. Ross wouldn't take him on in that kind of a game.
good to see. It's all played in the spirit. That little bit of argy-bargy's all settled down now.
Leach. Brooks has gone to a more central role for Perth Glory. Koru's moved out to the right-hand side. And they're chasing a goal that will get them back into the game. 2 early goals from Frenz United. Since then, pretty even. Free kick as Leach tumbles over.
He's got to be careful. Carini just kicks the ball away there, showing a bit of frustration. He's already been yellow carded. Jack Leach have watched him play since he was 13 years old. He's a lot smaller then. There's always a bit of a handful just in behind the strikers.
McKernan has got 5 players in the penalty area. Leach just on the edge. Good take in the end. In the end, he got a little bit under it, did Dylan Wilson.
Small his face, but he just lost his balance a little bit there, and whoops, managed to grab those long arms of his, grab the ball and tuck it in.
Karimi. Cannon, good strong challenge. Karimi's teasing the Perth Glory players.
It's good to see, good experience, but just got to be a bit careful. He's on a yellow card and he doesn't want to get any more frustrated. I'm sure if he keeps on doing that, there's going to be a few more tackles coming in.
Indeed, indeed, that's what I'm thinking. It looks like he's looking forward on that. Azrul. It's now for a throw in. 5 minutes to half time. Frenz 2, Perth Glory 0. Leach loses out to Friedo. That's been a regular comment. Fridolin, he's been very unspectacular but very effective. Brooks. Tamati apologises. Perth have got players up in support here if they can get it done quickly. It's a dreadful throw in by Brooks. Gave McKernan nowhere to go. Higginheisen. Marino couldn't take it in his stride.
This time the ball runs true and runs off the field, where about 20 minutes ago it would have stopped dead.
Yes, good point. The pitches dried out quite remarkably. Still 1 or 2 puddles, particularly on this near side to the main grandstand. Pasir Gudang is the venue for the Frenz International Cup 2016, the second Frenz International Cup. 2 groups of 4 teams. This is match day 1, match number 2 of match day 1. Estudiantes getting the better of Suwon Samsung 4-0 earlier on. Koru will chase. Wilson has been bursting to launch one.
Launch one he did.
Malana. And from Wilson to a corner kick.
He's managed to do that quite well. He's done well there. Dylan Wilson patrolling behind the back 4. Tamazi on screen. He looks like a big, strong character as well.
Here's Afik. Eventually Leach just sorted out. Important for Perth not to concede another before half-time. 2-0, they're in the game. 3-0, you suspect they're not.
It's one of my pet hates. I'm just thinking about the delivery from corners. They just really got it's a waste when they can't even clear the first player.
Robertson does well. It's been a good battle between Ivan Hafila and Scotty Robertson. Azrul. Might fancy another shot, Azrul. Deflected wide. There's Hilmi who got into an advanced position, and we're not used to seeing him in that area.
Yeah, and once again, it's good to see him get forward, but he's just got too much space inside the box, and that's been the theme of the game so far, particularly with two of the goals. He's just having too much space given for shots outside the box and inside.
Frido. Another left-footed drive from right back Azrul Hazik.
That just shows the difference between the back four of Frenz United and Perth Glory's back four. You don't see any time on space on the ball so far for Perth Glory in the final third. There's been too many occasions for the liking of John Gibson, I'm sure, of having too much space in the box.
Zamarini loses out. Frido Lin. Now look at that, Azat is chasing. Azat gave a real nervy moment to Eigenhausen. Is Afik. Two in the penalty area. Azat Muklis. Big Gaffer sorts things out at the back. They have been very strong, Tomazi and Gaffer. Strong from Frido. Karimi. Azrul. Still Azrul. Frido picks up the second ball. We're into time added on. 8 Milana loses out to Ethan Brooks. And Eigenhausen just does enough to win the throw-in, but bright from Frenz United.
They have a really bright start to the game from Frenz United, and they're just following that on with the last few minutes of the first half as well. Looking very confident. A lot of players forward. Playing some really good football like this.
Azrul, earlier on in the game, that's got splattered the water and stayed there. There's the star man, Reza Karimi.
Every time Reza Karimi gets the ball now, there's 3 Perth Glory players around him.
Half-time whistle goes. It's been a productive first 45 minutes for Bala. Reza Karimi with 1 assist and 1 spanking goal. The goals coming early, and Frenz United off to a fine start, Alice Redwoods.
Yeah, it was a great start to the game from both teams actually, particularly with Frenz United, considering the conditions. But you know, the difference has been the Reza just behind the striker and Ivan. 1 assist and 1 great goal.
Half-time, 2-0, goals in the 5th and 14th minute. We've got highlights after a short break. Frenz International Cup coming to you from Pasir Gudang in Johor, and it's a happy Frenz United at the end of the first 45 minutes. They lead by 2-0 in their first group match up against Perth Glory. Alistair, Edwards is alongside me in the commentary box, and Alistair, you've got split loyalties, of course, but I'm sure you're probably a Frenz man now.
Yeah, I think it's great. Like I said before, a really good experience for the Australian team to come here, and I'm really good to see. Actually, this team from Frenz United, we watched them play a lot last year, and they've progressed, and that's fantastic. Great credit to Coach Bella. And it's really good to see a contingent of the Johorian fans coming along to come in there. So as the week progresses, I'm sure there'll be more and more when they see the quality and they hear about the quality. I'll be posting a bit on my Facebook about it, because I think it's fantastic to watch the likes of Riza Karimi play, but also the locals here. You've got Azrul playing fantastically at right back, Helmi in midfield, and Ivan up front. Quality.
Plenty to be happy about. Perth Glory, after a dreadful start, they played themselves into the game. They didn't exactly give the goals away. There were 2 goals they conceded, but they'll be disappointed, certainly perhaps with the second one.
Yeah, for sure. It's a simple fact that at this level, if you give time and space to these quality players, you're always going to get punished. It was a big problem in Australian football for a long time. When Terry Venables came in, we said, yeah, we get the structure right, but when it comes to the ball going in the box, you need to be able to be tight and defend, and that's what these players will learn, and have to learn pretty quick.
Alejandrin is the man in charge of the Frenz United outfit. Just before the kick-off, I'll run through the lineups. Frenz have got Wilson in goal, Azrul, Tomasi, Gaffer and Izafik at the back, Frido and Helmi in midfield, Azat and Ape wide, Riza Karimi, look out for him, and Ivan Hafila are the front 2. As for Perth Glory, they've got Stevenson in goal, Eigel Heisen, Robertson, Millard and Murray at the back, McKernan and Pollard in midfield, Leach playing number 10 behind Bakuni, with Ethan Brooks wide and Zimararo on the left-hand side. No changes as far as I can see from any of the teams. Would you be tempted to have made changes?
Yeah, I think particularly for the Perth Glory players coming in here in early stages. There's the heat, the humidity, so there's going to be a bit of an issue there. But I think they've adapted quite well. The pitch, it looks a lot less water sodden now, so they should be able to play the brand of football they want to play.
Perth Glory 0, the Black Dragons of Frenz United 2. Second half about to get underway. Earlier on today, Estudiantes getting the better of Suwon Samsung Bluewing by 4 goals to 0 to set the pace in Group A. Immediately, Okoro shows that it's maybe not as firm underfoot as he thought. Millard's header.
You have to say that the Frenz United team have really handled this conditions very well. Scored a couple of great goals, and they've played some really good football. Really matched it physically, but also tactically with Perth Glory.
Azat's won a throw in, which will enable Azrul to come forward. Good movement from Azat and Karimi. Oh, it slid under Riley Stevenson. And 45 seconds into the half, a second goal for Karimi.
One of the unfortunate moments for Riley Stevenson in goal there, but that man on thing, he's been a real thorn in the side. He's really confident and just trying to get the ball on target, and just slips under Riley Stevenson. He'll know he should have done better than that, and young players make mistakes, and just unfortunate muddy conditions and slippery conditions, these things happen. But the man on screen is, if you don't shoot, you don't score, and he's just been a real thorn in the side of Perth Glory.
It demolishes John Gibson's half-time team talk, though. Strong play from Pollard. Ivan looking for Ape Milana. Ape's got pace. Ape Milana, lovely cross, just too far ahead of Ivan.
They've got no answer at the moment, have they? With Ape Milana and Ivan, Riza Karimi, Azat, fantastic. And here you go again, that quickness and the overlapping fullback, a great little ball, and just didn't manage to get a little touch on it from Ivan.
Here is Ivan.
So confident on the ball. They've really grown in this last year. It's one of the great things about watching young players develop. They've got a got stronger physically, but they just seem to be growing more and more in confidence. And a lot of that comes to one of the biggest differences you'll find from this team is that Frenz United have played a lot of international games. Perth Glory haven't, and this is showing now.
Which is exactly the reason why Frenz put this tournament on, and exactly the reason why Perth, in the end, even though it's not their strongest team, it's a young team. They've got 1 or 2 players 15, 16 years of age. Murray was looking for Zimario, sorry. Azrul. Gosh, he's done a lot of work down that right-hand side. Reza. Azrul available. Pollard clears. Bakuru can't hold it up. Malana. Still Malana. Agenhausen has taken him out the right back, and Malana is giving him a torrid time this opening 5 minutes.
He certainly has. Maybe he's been saving a bit from the first half, but he's come out with absolutely on fire. And again, just got his legs taken under him by Eagle-Haysen. Looks worse than it does in slow motion. You can see him there waving it off. He was just trying to win the ball, but he's been fantastic, hasn't he, Milano? In the first few minutes of the second half.
Well, he's on a hat-trick, is Karimi. And let's not forget, he went for goal from this kind of position in the first half. Then there was only a 2-man wall. Karimi, the wall split.
Didn't want to be there.
Brooks held off by Karimi. That's well done by Ethan Brooks.
I've seen the replay of that free kick again. The keeper would be very upset with his wall.
Strong challenge from Millard. That's cleverly done by Gaffer Rahman. Hilmi. Goes out to McKernan. McKernan can't keep it in play. Well, a really bright start. Although the goal was a gift, it has been a bright start by Frenz United.
All the play's been in this left-hand side of the screen, the pitch. Just shows the confidence from this team is building by the minute.
Interesting, away from the play, Reza Karimi was just summoned over by Coach Bala. Any idea what that's about?
Just show this little overlap run from Milano, but that ball in there is just perfect. And, just inches away from another goal from Frenz United.
Is FIC?
If I was Coach Bala there with the likes of Mazimi, Reza.
Oh, it's been given away. Azat. Ivan. An inquest going on in the Perth Glory back four.
Yeah, that back, the front four of Frenz United, Azat, Reza Karimi, Ivan and Milana, they're really putting high pressure on the Perth Glory defence, and they're really struggling to cope with it. I would say that Coach Bala was talking to Karimi just to say to make sure he doesn't do anything stupid, get another yellow card because he's got another game. Does he want his hat-trick? Do you want to come off?
Ivan does well. Yeah, the game's come thick and fast here. It's Frido. Sends one half the way down to Desaru.
A player like Reza Karimi, you want to try and make sure you manage their game time because they literally can't play every second day and at the same tempo. So maybe Coach Bala was asking him, just give you another 5 or so minutes and we're going to take you off, keep you fresh, because he's going to be very, very key for Frenz United in this tournament. The man on screen there has been very, very impressive is Ivan.
Case in point. And he looks for Karimi. Clever. Milana. Slippery conditions. Stevenson just pours it away for a corner.
Yeah, He's a lot happier with that, Stevenson. He's knocked it into a good area, even though it's gone for a corner. But again, Milana knocking that ball in. They've really come on out, just extremely confident, running at defenders, keeping possession, and Perth Glory haven't been able to get in their own half this second half.
Tamati at the back post. And Tamati, super header. Television save from Riley Stevenson.
Good confidence builder for Riley Stevenson in goal. Very, very good hands. But again, free header at the far post. Good, safe hands from Riley Stevenson there. Good confidence for the young keeper.
Pollard loses that to Tamati. Frido. Azat will chase. Stevenson outside of his penalty area, but Azat will react first. Azul. And Azul gets a corner kick out of it.
Really good play again from Azat. Azul doing the overlapping. Azat being supreme confidence on the ball. And this is some really good stuff from Frenz United. A statement of intent for the tournament. Two very, very good performance in the early game from Estudiantes. Is that how you pronounce it?
Estudiantes de La Plata.
See, that's why you are who you are.
Tommy's the target. Tommy's his header. Goal kick.
And he's been a very good player, Tomazi. The back. Again, really dangerous in the air. This time was a good challenge. Just to make sure that he gets a slight challenge on it to put him off, and that was a good little bit of defending.
Meantime, Milana has run a throw-in. Again, they're pressing very, very high. Good fitness levels so far from Frenz. I suppose you would expect them to be the fitter team, considering the travelling and the humidity for Perth Glory.
Yeah, they've been playing here, and there's no excuses on me being Australian born. There's no excuses, but the fact is that it is very difficult to come off a plane and play straight away.
Hilmi does well. Azul. He's determined to get on a score sheet today as Azul Hazik.
Wonderful player.
And he's run a corner.
Wonderful. I've seen Azul quite a lot, even from last year. Been keeping a good close eye on him this year. I think he's got a really good future in the game if he's just put in the right environment, which he is at the moment.
United 3, Perth Glory 0. 12 shots to 1 for Frenz. It's indicative of their attacking prowess. Riza Karimi with the corner kick. Again, Tamati is at the back stick. Run by Millard. Azul, and that'll be offside if he played it. Quite rightly chose not to play it.
But even that, look at that, their intent is to really put high pressure. It's clear that Coach Buller has seen in the first half that the Perth Glory are always going to try and play out. And they tend to do that 90% of the time, which is good for the development of the players, but now they've got to try and do it under intense pressure. It's part of their learning development, learning culture that we're trying to install in young players, particularly in Australia at the moment. And Coach Buller, being a very experienced and wily character, has taken full advantage of it in these conditions.
This is an under-19 tournament. When should players generally, I know it's difficult to generalise, but when do you expect them to mature?
About now. It is about now, because this is where they've had their the developmental stage, the skill development, the skill acquisition and things like that, but now they've got to learn to play in the conditions of playing against different styles, high pressing, teams that sit off. How do you break teams that sit off against you? How do you do things against high pressure teams? And for me, I've always said you've got to be able to mix it up, and that's what you're seeing today very, very well from Frenz United, but also you see from the Argentinians and those type of teams. They're able to play fantastic football, but if you need to, they'll mix it up and play direct. So it's just about reading the conditions, reading the moments in the game.
Azul down the line. Makuru. It was Brooks. Leach forced deeper and deeper. Jack Leach. Millard. A little bit straight. would have been offside anyway. Referee plays an advantage. Is FIC. Great work ethic from Karimi.
I think he's definitely enjoying himself tonight, and I must say I'm enjoying watching him play. Perth Glory got to get their foot on the ball and get a bit of possession instead of being too direct, so to speak. Just get the ball and knock it around a little bit.
Fridolin was a little bit late there. I think it's Jack Leach who's on the floor. Ankles were tapped. Referee will have a word with Frido.
So McKiernan there.
It's actually more than an ankle tap, isn't it? He's gone right through him.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but we've seen Sam McKiernan. He's a bit of a warrior. He'll be fine. But in these instances, it's up to Perth Glory now to get on the ball and just to really stay calm and composed. It's not only about this game, it's about the number of games coming in the tournament. They've got to stick by their team ethos.
Leach. He's got Brooks ahead of him. Picked out Brooks behind Bakoru. And Ivan can chase, and Ivan has got pace.
He certainly has. We've seen that with aplomb in this game so far. Watched him play a lot last year as well, and he's just seemed to get that one extra yard of pace. So maybe it's the gym training he's doing and the specific training for the sharpness, but he's really looking good.
Millard's header is FIC. That third goal in the first minute of the second half has kind of decided where the points are going. It's a case now of the scoreline. Abe Malana finds Karimi.
Technique then from Abe Malana.
Leach. He's got Brooks available. Tamati saw that and is across with a fine sliding challenge.
Not only that, we see Abe Malana, good tackle coming in for there. But then Abe Malana was coming back to cover, just doing some great skill up the forward into the field and helping out defenders as well. Look how compact they are. Frenz United and Perth Glory are really struggling to play through it.
You're impressed with Frenz?
I am. Very much.
Tamati helped by Gaffer. Ape. Karimi. And Azat has got pace. And Azat. Oh, was there a hand there? Referee has decided not. An assistant doesn't say.
That's a talking point there. I think he's out of his box, but the thing is, man, did it touch his hand? Oh, no, he spread himself. I don't think it hit his body. I think. Not forgetting the play that came to that. It was an absolutely brilliant play from Frenz United. Good combinations. Again, Abe Malana playing to Karami, but it just seems like composed on the ball.
Yumi to Karimi. Frenz made a habit of getting a high profile. Number 10's Ronald, of course, was a fine striker yesterday in last season's Asia Champions League. Wilson, nice secure first touch. Ivan Fadila is clobbered by Ross Millard. Oh, and then Ross Millard takes on Azat, but to Karimi. Karimi! As two Frenz United players are on the pitch injured. Karimi carried on.
He's played advantage in here, but I'm not so sure, because usually with a head bash you stop it, but just got a bit of a deflection again from Karimi going for his hat-trick. But usually referees would stop it if you got a bit of a head clash that we saw there. Maybe he didn't see it. But he's under off the screen there. You see he's on a spot of bother, a bit dazed. The old water sponge down the back of the neck.
It's worked through the ears.
the one on screen there is Tomazi. He's been very, very solid. Hasn't been challenged a lot. Be interesting to see when he plays against the Argentinians.
It's going to be a change for Perth Glory. I think they'll wait until after the corner. Leach did enough. Milana. Well played by Milana, but couldn't keep it in play.
It's been very, very impressive. I keep on mentioning him for the second half, but extremely good. Alongside Azat and Karimi and Ivan. Not to mention Azrul. They've been very good. Very, very good team.
We'll get a better idea when we've got through the full group games, particularly the Estudiantes clash. That'll be a real barometer for Frenz United 2016.
I was speaking to Veron and company last night, and they were telling me they've got 3 or 4 really special players in their team.
We saw that earlier on. 4-0 by half-time. Second half wasn't the best game in the world, but credit to Suwon. They made sure they were more compact and had the better chances, actually. Suwon could have won the second half. Excellent from Azrul. Still going Azrul. Millard eventually gets the challenge in. Now, how many overlaps is that now from Azrul Hasik?
Tremendous.
Frido. Azat. Ran into Robertson.
One thing I like about these tournaments is that you've got Juan Sebastian Veron, Manchester United, absolutely Argentinian legend. He's actually here in Johor at the stadium. He was here today. He'll be here for another few days. But it's great for them type of players and people to be involved in these tournaments. It's brilliant.
Here's Afik. Not the worst ball. Ape Milana. Karimi. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt as Karimi is upended by Eigenhausen.
So silky on the ball is Riza. And every time he causes problems, he just manages to play the ball away from tackling range. But unfortunately, then he gets tackled.
I'm not sure if you can take the attitude out of him. I'm not sure you want to take the attitude out of him. Suarez-esque. Horrible man, but horrible man on the pitch, but what a player.
Playing that street football, they know how to win. These tricks of the trade.
Riza. Oh, it's another gift from Riley Stevenson. Oh, you've got to feel sorry for the big keeper. A hat-trick for Riza Karimi. An easier hat-trick he will never score.
Yep, got to give credit to Thing, but this is a rather unfortunate blunder from Riley Stevenson. Slippery conditions, we must say, but really you should be holding those under no real pressure from any challenge.
He's picked these up 1,000 times in training.
Yeah. The important thing is just to not drop his head. These kind of thing happens, but the man on screen, that's a hat-trick.
Top scorer, commiserations. Big test for him now. Just put it out of his head.
Yes.
The change. Ismail Atak is on, replacing Ethan Brooks. Tamati. Milana. Good awareness. Attack.
Look at him where he uses his body there. Fantastic. Just playing years above his chronological age. It's fantastic. But the thing is too is the likes of Milano, they must surely benefit from training the likes of Karimi and the confidence, because he's a different player than what we saw last year. He seems to have grown in stature. The man on the ball now, Azrul, so confident on the ball, assured.
It looks like Hadi Fayed is preparing to come on for Riza. Now he's got his hat-trick. And Hadi is a very useful, big, Solid striker still,
Another
16 years of age.
Another one I've been looking at closely down through particularly this year. 16 years old.
Eigenhausen, and he looked up and there was no one for him to play the ball into. Demoralised Perth Glory now. Karimi.
Get the ball out and get off the field. You don't want to get him injured for something silly.
Fridolin. Karimi.
There you go.
This will be the change, and Harry Fad comes on, and the hat-trick hero. Two of them were gifts, but the hat-trick hero makes his way off.
A real generous round of applause from the healthy crowd here at the stadium. And that's a very, very good start to the campaign for Karimi. A little rest because he's going to be. The next game is at 4 o'clock for.
No, 8:30.
Oh, is it 8:30?
That's one of the benefits of being the home team. It's our ball. We decide when we play.
Exactly. But if I was a fan from Johor, I'd be coming to the stadium to watch not only that player there, but the tournament itself, because it's really good football.
Goes for a ruck of players. Frido. Never look confident.
Interesting to see the statistics, how much percentage of the ball has been in the attacking half for
We can tell you, 55%, courtesy our statisticians at Namaji.
Seems to be more than that. It seems to be entrenched in their own half.
That's the full match. We don't have individual half stats.
Okay.
But in terms of shots, 14 to 1 shots, 6 on target, 8 off target. 8 corners to 0. Malama. Decent ball. Looking for Hadi. Tamati. Too strong for Bakuru. Hadi looks like he's taken the main striker's role, with Ivan moving to that number 10. McKernan was just caught by Friedel in there. Second time Friedo's caught McKernan.
Referee's got to have a stern word. Here we go again. All ties on the ball, but he wasn't even had no real chance to win the ball, and really should be penalised a bit more for that.
Sam McKernan not too thrilled with the challenge.
He's been in the wars, hasn't he, today or tonight? Interesting. You watched the Frenz team come and played against JDT2 in a friendly game about a month ago. That's why I've seen a lot of these players, and they were impressive then.
Isaac Muklis comes off. Shahid Akmal makes his way on. Pollard. Decent ball. Looking for attack. Attack. Tomasi did the initial work. Leach. Leach.
One of the rare times in the second half they've got forward, and Jack Leach get in the box and almost got on the end of it. Good little touch there. Little fortuitous touch, comes towards him and almost knocks it past the keeper.
Tomasi imperious at the defence. Malana enjoyed himself. Tomasi rather buying that one from Abias Bakuru.
Bit of experience from the foreign player in the team.
4-0 would put Frenz United level on goal difference with Estudiantes. It's always nice if a league table has you on top, even if it's on goal difference. Sharat.
And now the pitch has settled down. You can see now before they were playing a certain brand of football for their conditions were Frenz. And now that all got cut out, but now they're looking to play some really good football, and they have been.
Attack. Tamati. Oh, there's time and space there for Sharat. Cameron Murray, he can stride forward. This pitch is going to take a heck of a hammering because there's 10 matches on it over 5 match days. Staff are going to have to work very hard. Paddy. Yeah.
It's hard to come off the bench, get into the rhythm. I was just mentioning that playing the conditions, and in the early start of the game, the Frenz were getting the ball forward a lot more, trying to scoop the ball out over the puddles, but now you see the combinations and they're keeping the ball, really pinning Perth Glory in their own half. So a team, like I mentioned, has been from experience playing a lot of international football and different conditions, climatic.
Just trying to play the ball into Ivan Robertson. Safety first from Big Scotty Robertson. What's your assessment of Perth Glory? Obviously, they've come with a weakened squad. Is this an exercise that John Gibson will take an awful lot of benefits from, pluses from?
Yeah, most definitely, because like I mentioned earlier, this is probably the first time a lot of these players have actually come outside of the country to play an international tournament. The conditions weren't ideal. They haven't had a lot of preparation time as a team together, and they're playing against a team that's pretty seasoned in terms of international opposition, but there's a lot of good moments. I know that John Gibson does a lot of video analysis. He'll be doing a lot of that after this game. Things like making sure the defenders are closer. Why are we, trying to play when you've got puddles in front of us? It's all just learning moments, and that's what it's all about for these young players.
Sharat finds Hadi. Desperate tackle from Millard.
My prediction is the Perth Glory team will get better as the tournament goes on, from strength to strength.
2 soft goals in this second half have given us a rather lopsided scoreline. As Ivan, good save from Stevenson. He's partly atoned for those 2 horrendous moments.
It's so dangerous every time they go forward.
Even without Karimi. This is Azrul. Strong Azrul. And then kicked by Murray.
This is a lot of these players like Azrul. It's their final year, but look, it's the ability to use their body and just run at people. That first touch, knocking it out of tackling range. And actually, you see there, Tommy Ugelhaisen looking to the referee, making sure there was no penalty there. It was a 50-50.
Alana to curl this one in. It's another difficult moment for Riley Stevenson. The credit to the big keeper. He came for the ball.
Yep. Nice, and made a good attempt to get it. Probably should have punched it away. Not being a keeper myself, but in those instances, you're not 100% sure you're going to get the ball, just knock it out. See, what I was mentioning before is a lot of these French players, Azrul, for example, it's going to be their last season of playing in this kind of tournament. They're going to go into professional football after this. And I think a lot of them are almost ready.
Ignacio Rubina comes on. Replacement for Adam Zimmerino. Is Afiq is to be replaced by Reva Ari Utama. Here is Reva. That was nearly a special start for Reva Adi.
It just seems all the boys that come on have got some supreme confidence. I think what Frenz United have done for these players has been brilliant, been really good for Malaysian football actually.
Oh, that's poor. And Stevenson, desperate tackle. And Pollard helps. It's a very fatigued looking Perth Glory at the moment.
Yeah, that is literally a brain freeze from being tired, fatigued, those kind of things. They just need to regroup after this game, because they're a lot better than what they're showing tonight. But also they're up against a decent team, and Frenz have played this game exceptionally well tactically, and also the individual stuff has been top notch.
Gaffer Rahman. Murray, an unusual clearance. Hilmi.
Sort of saying about the Frenz United, the whole institution, what Rashid has done, the owner, it's given these players an opportunity over a number of years of international football, training together, and maybe not enough of it because it needs to be more consistent. But now it comes a time where next year they have to come out into the real world, so to speak. I think a lot of these players have got a good future and with a good grounding to perform particularly in the Malaysian league.
Hilmi on to Hadi. Ivan is at the very back post, and Ivan deflected onto the post, and Robertson hacks clear. Ivan denied a second.
Ivan in good positions again. Gets the shot on target, and the deflection there from Scotty Robertson. Just bounce off the post. But you can see some tired looking Perth Glory players.
They'll sleep well tonight, these boys. And Frenz United will sleep comfortably as well, knowing that they've shown enough. Yes, they've been gifted a couple of goals, but they've created chances. Final 10 minutes. Perth maybe trying to chase just a consolation. Here's Leach. Attack. Oof. Pace from Attack. Well done, Ishmael. Attack. Yeah. Tamizi. Don't argue with Maurizio Tomazi, do you?
How dare you tackle me?
McKernan. Eigenhuizen. Attack. 2 in the penalty area. Can he get a cross in? The answer's no, but he can win a corner for Perth Glory.
And again, you see Tomazi so close to the opponent, making sure he couldn't turn and face him. It's just what defending is all about, just try and make sure they're going away from goal. But yeah, can we see them clear the first?
Well, they go short. And Attack. And in the end, Dylan Wilson watched it all the way.
He's been commanding in goal, Dylan Wilson. One little semi-slip up in the first half. It almost got away from him, but he's been kicked well, swept behind the back four extremely well, and he's shown some good safe hands.
See how the possession has changed in this second half. It was 50-50 at one stage, now edging towards 60-40. And it's not often you can say that a Malaysian team is fitter than an Aussie team.
Yep. And effective possession as well. You're looking at possession in their attacking half, because usually a lot of the possession is played in the build-up phase, but this has been majority in the attacking phase. It shows the dominance that they've been in the second half.
Azul, Tamati. Ape Milana will chase, and Ape Milana will get away, and Milana, fine save. Riley Stevenson, because that's arrowing into the bottom corner.
And again, look at the pace ace from Milana here, does everything right. He just got a great little touch on that, did Riley Stevenson. Was just going to nestle into the far corner. Just got a little touch and flicked it around the corner. And again, great play from Milana once again.
Doesn't make up for the errors. It does make him feel a little bit better. Ravers corner to Mazi. And 5-0, just tucked in by Cheryl Akmal. And that's the icing on the Frenz United cake.
You can't say it's not deserved. Very dominant performance, particularly in this second half. But again, you've got to defend better. At Perth Glory, free header more or less, and people just sort of ball watching. And the first to react was Akmal. Yes, thank you very much. Oh, I'm going to first to react and just slots it past the keeper. 5-0 and thoroughly deserved.
Two 2-0 at half time. 3 more added in the second half. Frenz United will go top on goal difference ahead of Estudiantes. Match day number 2. This is Frenz taking on Suwon Samsung Blue Wings. It's at 8:30. The 4 o'clock match, or 4:15, the kickoff actually. Estudiantes taking on Perth Glory. Makuru wins the throw-in.
It's important for Perth Glory not to put their head down too much, because, like we're saying, difficult conditions, and they'll get better as the tournament goes on. I can almost guarantee that.
Hadi will chase. And Hadi will get the better of Stevenson, but can't control it. He's got a lot of pace, Hadi Fayad.
Yes, and again, Roy Stevenson did well there, put a bit of pressure. But Hadi, look at the pace on him, a little 16-year-old. And again, it might have held up in the rain the first half.
Ismail attack. Looks for Bakuru. Bakuru is marshalled by Gaffer Rahman.
Ismail Atak has had some good moments on the right-hand side. Bit of spark.
Pollard. Plenty of goals on match day 1. Couple of mismatches, that's clever. And Ignacio can't complete the cross. Comes to Murray. That'll be a free kick to Perth Glory.
Gaffer there was a bit upset. He wanted a great tackle and just gave the ball away. Magic Glory would like to get one consolation goal, but
we would have been talking about it forever. Ismail attack. Final change for Perth, and hard-working Sam Pollard to be replaced by Cameron McLean. There is McLean trying to get to the pace of the game. Absolutely beautiful, perfect white shirt. You can spot the substitutes for Perth. Here's Azrul. Man who started all the scoring. Hadi Fayad. Hadi tries to barge his way through, but little Ismail attack works well at both ends of the pitch.
Play just typified what Frenz United are about. Some good combination play on the right-hand side. They sucked the Perth Glory defence across, switched play to a one-on-one with Hadi, and they've got the confidence to do it. Milana, great 1v1. Isaac, great with 1v1.
That could go anywhere, but the flag is up. Tamazi was hoping to bury that one into the bottom corner.
The flag's up because the initial corner was deemed to not come in to win out first. So the referee's now, the linesman's calling it back.
So it should be a goal kick.
He had the flag up straight away, and then the referee just saw it late, so it's a goal kick.
Riley Stevenson just wasting a few moments. He's had a game he won't want to remember with too much relish. A couple of good saves, the one a couple of minutes ago from Alana, very good. Again, looking for Hadi Fayad. Still Hadi.
One of the great traits of, as mentioned before, about the attacking players for Frenz United is their ability and willingness to take players on. I'm sure that's come from, you know, the Steve McMahon's and the Dave Mitchell influence, but also, more importantly, from Coach Butler, giving these players freedom to express themselves.
Leach. Wilson, as you say, has swept up very nicely behind his back four, Dylan Wilson.
Great height for a keeper. Be happy to go in with a clean sheet, he hopes. And that just probably typifies the Perth Glory's night. Foul throw from a tired looking team. They need to get home and get a good rest, good ice recovery.
They've only got 1 day rest. They're back here at 4 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. That won't make life much easier for them either. If they thought it was wet and rainy here, you wait until you get the heat of 4 p.m.
One extreme to the other. I love the weather in Malaysia. A fantastic country, but the weather does it for me.
Leach looks for attack. Malana even now doing a fine job. Attack. He's just bundled over. That's a free kick in a reasonable area now for Perth.
He's been really lively as attack when he's come on. He's getting his white jersey a bit dirty.
Shafiq Hilmi, the guilty party. Now is there a consolation here? Certainly Cameron Murray has come over. He's got the left foot. And a test for Dylan Wilson. See how much he's been concentrating. 4 in the wall. Murray. Saw it all the way. It's still a good save.
Yeah, but that is a good free kick over the wall, and again those long reach of Dylan Wilson pushes around the corner, or in the post I should say.
So 5 goals, a clean sheet. What's not to like about Frenz United's opening performance in their own competition? Oh, or is it a clean sheet? Big chance, post. Abias Bakuru.
They hit the nail on the head there, not only the clean sheet, but the performance. The performance has been very, very good. Initially starting, but there, almost got a consolation goal there. Just crashes against the woodwork. And it would have been good for them to get a consolation goal, but probably in the scheme of things, they probably don't deserve it. It'll be good for their confidence.
Hagenhausen. Bakuru the target. Murray's done well. There's a man down.
Yes, again, that's Sam McKinnon. Got to get that ball off the pitch because that was a solid 50-50 late stages of the game. There's no malice in it, but they both went in it. Fierce tackling, both from both people. Look at this. You'd argue the start up a little bit, but they're both going for the ball. I don't think any malice in that.
Reva Addy, the guilty party, as we run through the 93-minute mark. Albala doesn't look thrilled, but no doubt inside he is.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think he's one of the key people in Malaysian football, I would say, also because he's done an extremely good job with the young under-16, under-17 national teams. Now he's brought that experience over to these boys, and he's going to be judged not only from the results here. It's probably they wouldn't say they're irrelevant, but the most important thing is how many of these players go on to become M-League players, and hopefully some can even go overseas. Because for me, that's how you judge the youth development players. How many go on to play for the national team? How many go on to play for the M-League? From what I've seen, I think there's going to be quite a few of these young fellas who are going to be given an opportunity, that's for sure. Ball on screen, almost got himself a goal. Bakuri.
Leach. Looking for attack, Malana does well. Attack. Didn't catch it, and that will be the last touch of a comprehensive 5-0 victory for Frenz United. It's a fine way to get your campaign up and running.
Yep, and you've got to say that's a very, very solid performance. Really enjoyable to watch in difficult conditions. Ivan on screen was fantastic up front, alongside Karimi. But I was really impressed, particularly in the second half, with Malana and Aizad and the overlapping of Azril. Tamazi at the back. You go through the team. Gaffer was really, really solid. Rido, so they've really come along, and it's going to be very interesting to see now. Tired-looking Perth Glory team. They'll go away a little bit dejected, but they'll bounce back. Aussies always do, and they'll get better as the tournament goes along. But it's going to be great to see this Frenz United team up against the Argentinians and the Korean team.
A hat-trick for Riza Karimi, goals for Akmal. Make it 5-0 to Frenz United, and they are top of Group A. Here's the best of the action, and this is in the early stages when the pitch is waterlogged, and the play there of Riza Karimi. I know you talk about the finish, but that's a wonderful assist from Karimi.
Yeah, it is, and that was done really early in the field, and there's a statement of intent for the likes of Karimi. We thought, oh, that's a fantastic ball. What kind of player is he? And that kind of finish. And I think Ivan was just edged by Karimi. He was fantastic the whole game.
This is Karimi going forward on his own, makes a little bit of space for himself, and there's real venom in that shot.
The fact is that you've got 4 players around the ball from Perth Glory. You've really got to make sure that you really attack the ball, give a player like that space. So they're backing off. He's got 2 metres space, and that's just enough for him to fire the ball past Riley Stevenson, who arguably could have positioned himself a bit better.
Well, if he could have done better there, he certainly could have done better here. This is it's a speculative shot that goes through the grasp of the goalkeeper, and it's a soft goal. And 45 seconds into the second half, the game was effectively over.
Yeah, you got a smile on the face there from Karimi, but you'll look back, and I'm sure that Riley Stevenson won't want to be replaying this very often because, slippery conditions, but he really needs to push that away from goal, and can't let it slip under his hands like that.
Karimi was the outstanding player, but if that was a little bit sloppy, the next goal was even more sloppy. Although they did have other attacks. This is Ivan trying to get on the end of a ball in, as Stevenson can just spoon that one wide.
Again, Milana, his runs forward were absolutely brilliant, particularly in the second half on the left-hand side. His combinations with Karimi was brilliant.
Header from Tamati. That's better from Riley Stevenson. He did make a couple of decent saves.
He did. He come and made amends a bit as the game progressed. And you need to do it for a young goalkeeper.
But this is a nightmare for Stevenson. One error you can almost cope with, 2. It really does give the game away. That made it 4-0 and a hat-trick.
Yeah, now I think you'll see there from Karimi, I think he realises that wouldn't have gone in usually, but he'll take it. It's a goal. But again, Riley Stevenson to look back on that and say, yeah, I should have done better.
He's made that save 1,000 times in training. They were a little bit unlucky when this came off Scotty Robertson and onto the post.
Yeah. And Ivan deserved the goal there. He was brilliant the whole game. His pace up front, his willingness to run at players, and again getting the ball on target and just enough for Scotty Robertson to have a little deflection and clear it away.
But the 5th goal did come through. Cheryl Akmal reacting first from a melee following a corner.
Yeah, again, you see the Perth Glory players around the ball, but the first people to react were the Frenz United. And when this sort of sums up the game, really, they've had a lot of players forward, and the first people to react, and they've really dominated this, particularly the second half, and it's been a very, very good performance from Frenz United.
A couple of dubious goals, but you can't argue with 5-0. Right at the very end, Dylan Wilson had to make one smart save.
Yep, and look at the reach he's got. He just knocks it into good areas. You know, that's the kind of thing for a young keeper, to knock it out of the danger area. And here, right at the end, a fantastic strike on goal. Would have been a consolation, but it was a good little effort. Had the keeper beaten all the hands up, but one of those things.
Thanks to Alistair Edwards for the analysis. You look at that, shots on target 10, shots off target 10, so 20 shots to 5, possession close to 60%. A couple of feisty challenges in the first half, but this is a fully deserved victory for Frenz United, who go top of Group A, and I believe we can get some coach side reaction after a short break. A comprehensive 5-0 victory for Frenz United gets their Frenz International Cup campaign up and running. Next up they've got Suwon Samsung Blue Wings, that's on Wednesday. But let's get some reaction to this match. I think Hakim Amaya is talking to the two coaches.
Coach Bala, big win tonight. So what are your overall thoughts on the performances of your boys?
Well, first of all, I'll congrats my boys, played very well for the first game, and the first win is really important. The weather's not so good, the ground's bad, we couldn't play our passing game. Anyway, we got a good result by winning by 5-0, and the boys played very well. And we're looking forward for the second game against some coach from the Korea team.
Any injury issue with the players? Ereza scored a hat-trick tonight. Will this mean that a lot of pressure on him to be one of the main players for Frenz United in the next match?
Well, he's a very good player, but the important is the team wins, not the player win. But he's playing very well lately, and he's been helping the team with the attacking. He has a good quality. I expect we to play more as a team, and we'll get more goals as a player and also as a team.
Okay, so what is perhaps the next step, the preparation against the likes of Estudiantes or Suwon Samsung?
Well, we won the first game. We got 3 points. The next game would be against Suwon Korea, and we're looking for a win, and we're looking forward to qualify for the semi-final. But whatever, these games are all tough matches, and I'll try to use maximum players. And according to team system and tactical, I'll watch today the game Thursday play against Korea, and I'll do some tactical changes in the second game.
Congratulations again, and all the best. Thank you. Okay, John, so comment overall on the result tonight?
Yeah, we're pretty happy with the performance. We conceded some really, really soft and cheap goals, so that makes it always very, very difficult to, but they took their opportunities when they were presented, and that's the way it goes. We had some really good opportunities, but it was just some silly errors that we're talking about constantly, and that's part of their education as footballers.
What about the next plan after this? Obviously, different strategy, perhaps against the likes of Estudiantes or Suwon Samsung?
We'll go and play our game. We'll do what we do. We're brave. We've got self-belief. We're confident. So we'll go and do exactly what we do. We've got the youngest squad here by a long shot. We've got guys that are 02s, 01s. So we're looking forward to them to have a fantastic education. So, and again, we're looking forward to Estudiantes on Wednesday night.
Okay, great. All the best to the next match.
Thank you very much.
All right.
So, after day number 1, here are the results. Suwon Blue Wings 0, Estudiantes 4, Frenz United 5, Perth Glory 0. Comprehensive victories for both the Argentine and local sides. Means Frenz United at the top of the table with a +5 goal difference ahead of Estudiantes. They'll meet on match day number 3. Suwon Blue Wings and Perth Glory, they have yet to get a win under their name. Here are the fixtures tomorrow and Wednesday. In Group B, Chonburi take on Kashmir Antlers, International versus Besiktas. These matches are not televised, so make your way down to the stadium, not this stadium. And then on Wednesday, it's Perth versus Estudiantes, Frenz versus Suwon Blue Wings. That's at 8:30. Hope you've enjoyed match day 1. We're back on Wednesday with Perth versus Estudiantes and Frenz from Suwon. From Des Corkill and the whole team behind the scenes, we'll see you on Wednesday.